So here we go, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Kings of Anglia Track the Girls Talk podcast, the show where we discuss all things Ipswich Town Women. Of course, we're proudly sponsored by John Fowler's Solicitors. Big up Mike Kennedy, as always, for his support. Once again, I'm always joined by my co-host and Town Women skipper, Blue Wilson. And we've also got a special guest and a player that has been performing week in, week out since her return. Kyra Robertson is joining us. It's a pleasure to have you both. Blue, how's things? You travelled up to Scotland and back on Monday, and it's sounding all positive.
Yeah, so went up to Glasgow, drove up there on Monday for a little day trip. Thought it'd be all right. To see my surgeon, who's up there, to get the sort of final go-ahead tick box, if you like, and make sure he's happy with the knee before I go into contact training. So good news, he was happy, and then saw my physio the following day. And she's also happy. So good news all around. It's been busy, a long drive. I think 14 hours driving in total, 2 tanks of fuel. That wasn't quite as fun. But petrol is cheaper up in Scotland. I think I paid £1.35. I was quite happy with that.
Nice one. That's fantastic. Yeah. That's great.
So, not all bad, not all bad.
Not at all, but no, some good news there. And Kyra, it's a pleasure to have you back on the show. That's a long journey going up to Scotland. Well done for doing that in one day. But Cora, welcome back to the show. How's things?
Yeah, all good. Obviously back now after some time out. So, really enjoying it, actually.
That's good to hear. Let's talk about your injury then, Kyra. I'm sorry to go back to that because, you've been back now for a few months and playing really well. But what was that setback like, early in the season, the first game of the season? Sadly, we had 2 injuries in that game. Of course, Bazza got injured in that one, but after a very good first full season, last campaign, winning awards, and then a setback straight away.
Yeah, obviously it was disappointing, I think I had a good pre-season as well and really just wanted to kick on from what, how I was performing last year. But, unfortunate, I think, just not as bad as we thought it could have been, though. Definitely could have been a lot worse. So lucky in that aspect. But, it was a little setback, but I'm just happy to be back now, really, and playing,
Yeah, it's good, Blue, isn't it, to see Cora. I'm sure it was nice. Well, not nice because you're in the injury treatment room, but I'm sure having, Cora, Bazza, of course, Pescott was involved as well. What was it like having Cora in the treatment room? And just, it's great to see her back.
I mean, it's never nice.
No.
It's never nice, but it's good to see because eventually, slowly, each one of them then made it out and then was performing in the pitch, and Kyra's made a great return and probably is one of our most consistent performers this season. So it's good. I definitely prefer people being outside the gym. But I think Kyra's come back really well and had not too many niggles at all, actually, which has been good. Not as bad as because was it a challenge or your leg went really far back, didn't it? It was hyperextended. It makes me feel a bit funny. But good to see and good to hear.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's great to see all the players coming back. And Blue, we can't wait for your return. I know it's competition for places, but it's just great. It's healthy competition. And that sort of segues into a new signing. We've got a transfer klaxon we can use on the podcast. So it's just me just saying klaxon. Brooke Cairns. It's easiest name I could ever say, but I still can't say it. But she's signing from West Ham. A dual registration for the rest of the season. A midfielder. Ex-Liverpool Everton, played against us in the hashtag game in the Fauna Cup defeat. I won't talk about that game because it was rubbish and I can't remember much from it anyway. But thoughts on that, Blue? And I've heard she's been in training the last few weeks. What's she been like?
Yeah, really nice girl, actually. She's got a really strong Scouse accent, which is quite funny. But I think she's come into the team really well, actually. She's quite a bubbly girl. I welcome the competition. I think it's only good for us. She seems a good player, and it's only going to help us as midfielders and the rest of the squad have a good influence. So I'm welcoming it. The better players we have around us, the better players we become. So good signing, seems like she's got a good head on her for a youngster.
And Cora, we've got a lot of neutral accents of, a few Suffolk, a few Essex, of course, but I have a Scouser in the squad. What's that been like in sort of the training?
No, she's a good girl. Might take the mick out of her a couple of times, maybe mimic her accent, but I'm sure she loves it. She seems like she's up for a bit of banter, so yeah, it's all good.
It's good indeed. As you said, Blue, healthy competition. And if you're watching on video, you saw a little sneak peek of Boz walking by. Hi, Boz.
Hey, how are we?
Very well, very well. Second appearance on the pod this year.
Say.
Okay, we're back after a brief little catch up with Boz. Just off record, we want to just have a nice little chin wag. But we're going to go into the game from Sunday. We are out of the FA Cup, but what a performance from your team, Kyra, your teammates, yourself. Thoughts on the defeat, but for me, on the touchline, it was a very good watch and a very proud performance.
Yeah, I think ultimately we were disappointed to obviously lose the game and be out of the FA Cup. You know, we love the competition. We've been far in it before and had a lot of success. So it was a bit bittersweet, but I think, you know, we didn't really know what to expect from them. Obviously, a championship side, haven't really played championship before, you know, played the WSL, but we haven't played that in between. So I think it was a good test for us. And I think it showed we weren't far off it at all. You know, Joe mentioned they bully teams. I wouldn't say they bullied us in any sense. So definitely, yeah, a lot of positives to take from that.
Indeed. Blue, let's talk about the first half. A very cagey first half. I thought we edged it, though. Dominating possession, had a few half chances. Lewes O'Brien marauding through the midfield. And I thought, this is a moment here. Lewes O'Brien's going to score, but unfortunately not. And a few chances here and there. What was your thoughts on the first half as a whole?
At half-time, I remember everyone was up for it. Everyone was like, you know what? We've had the better of these lot. And like Cora said, it's so hard to know what to expect from the championship because we'd never played them before. And you can go off previous results, but it's a lot of changes and it's hard to gauge. But I mean, especially in that first half, watching it and trying to take the bias out of it, you would think that we were the championship side, I think. And you know what would have changed the game whether we just got a goal just before half time. I think that would have really helped us, but it didn't happen. But I mean, at half time, I think everyone was happy. Everyone knew that this is possible. This is well within reach, and you know we're doing well here because we've had it before where you play teams higher up, and even when I think back to Huddersfield, we got battered that game. I remember literally fighting for our lives. Obviously, we won it by a considerable amount, but we got battered. Whereas Sunday, we controlled the game at times, but we just missed that final edge. And of course, Lewes didn't. And maybe perhaps that is the difference between us and championship sides. But I really enjoyed watching the game, actually, Ross. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. I'm sure, Cora, you enjoyed it as well. I know you liked your physical battles and just, you know, having players, you know, just right at you. And it was a physical battle. But as you said at the beginning, you know, we took it to them. Another impressive performance from yourself. It's sort of back like weeds because London Bees were physical as well, weren't they? Once again, you had a great performance there. But going into this game, you know, against a championship outfit, as a whole, the game, what's your thoughts on your performance?
Obviously I was quite happy with my performance. You know, I think it's kind of a game that probably suits me a bit more, you know, getting stuck in, doing the dirty work. It's kind of what I'm known for a bit more than the things that look nice on the eye, can you say? But no, yeah, definitely. It was a good game for me. Feel like, yeah, I had a good performance and I want to keep building. You know, on to Sunday, we've got a big game again. So, yeah, just keep working, keep building. And, yeah.
And Blue, I'm sure you were loving what you were seeing, what Cora's doing in that middle of the park, because that is, you know, your sort of role as well. So, yeah, thoughts on Cora's performance in the last 2 weeks. I don't think we mentioned Kyra that much last week. I'm sorry, Kyra, even though you got a player of the match performance last week. And then, so I'm trying my best to, you know, make sure you get a lot of praise because I was really impressed by you once again. But Blue, thoughts on your good old teammate here?
This is the thing, Ross. If you perform consistently well every week, it's like it's normal. So you don't get mentioned. And this also, I think the position me and Cora play, historically you don't really get mentioned much anyway. We're obviously going to say that. But no, it was a brilliant performance. I think key to why we dominated so much in the first half and then spells in the second half. But it's going to be, I'm looking at this midfield and I'm thinking, this is going to be tough. But it's good. It's good. It's good to see Kyra in good form. And I had a look before this pod. Actually, I had a look at how many appearances you've made for the club, 37. Getting up there.
I know, I'm racking them up now. Yeah, I
You
know.
are, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nearly at 50. 50
I
at the end of
know.
the season, maybe.
Potentially.
We still need a goal, though, Kyra, don't we? Still need a goal. We still need a goal.
We don't need to
But
mention that,
we don't
Ross.
talk about that part, Ross.
Just the dirty
Also,
work, Ross. Someone's got to do
very
the dirty
true,
work.
very true. A few assists here and there. But do you know what? I think you're just going to score like a screamer at some stage. Just out of nowhere. Kyra, boom! And then in the back of the net. That's what I like to see.
Yeah,
We shall see. We shall see. Of course, Blue, we've got to mention a shout out to the defensive unit. Megan Waring, Boz, Laffy. Of course, Megan Waring, big shout out to her. Scotland call up. Yeah, of course, a lot of dirty work from Cora and the midfield in general, but the defensive unit, they had to, fight for their lives as well in the second half.
Composed at the back as well, I thought.
Yeah.
Which helped build our play and the patterns we wanted to play into the midfield and then into the forwards. But yeah, I couldn't fault. I mean, we've lost the game because of one error, and they've taken advantage with a shot, which is it's hit side netting. Sarah's not going to stop it. So that one moment has possibly taken the game where we deserved a draw, or if not more. I think I'd like to see it go to extra time, and then I back us on pens. So I think we have been really unlucky, but it's those fine margins.
Yeah, and quickly talk, Cora, about their goal. Only shot on target for Lewes, and it was just a moment of quality. And Blue, you jokingly said after the game, did I jinx it? Because I mentioned Emily Croft in the pod going into this game and sort of mentioned her as sort of player to watch because of sadly, 2 of the injuries she's had, and she goes and bloody scores. So sorry. But yeah, talk about the goal, Cora. It came out of nowhere really, and yeah, Sarah was never going to stop that.
Yeah, it was not a great one to concede because it is just that small lapse of judgment, which means they can capitalise. I think she's took it well. Like Blue said, there's not really much Sarah can do about it. And maybe they are just the finer margins between us and the Championship. They were clinical in the one chance they had, and maybe we could have been a bit more ruthless.
Yeah, I thought, do you know what? At one moment, Blue, I don't know if you remember, Tash, her chance, I think she actually kicked the floor, unfortunately, and it went wide. And I thought that was the moment there, a crucial moment with her little connection to Lewes. That would have been a perfect moment, but unfortunately it didn't happen. And as you said, just those sort of just clear-cut chances, just finishing them off, unfortunately, we weren't there. But Blue, we can build on this performance, can't we? Going toe-to-toe against the Championship side. What did you think of Lewes as a whole? They're a team that we, could be facing the Championship if we ever get there, because they're very solid in that division. But yeah, what do you think of them as a whole?
I think they're a good side. But perhaps I expected them to dominate the game, not us, given that the Championship side, they've been consistently doing well in the Championship, sort of mid-table. So I was a bit surprised by that. But I might watch a bit more of them to see how they cope in the Championship. And I think I've heard that they're really tough opponents. But I mean, Kyra didn't have a problem in midfield, I don't think. So you might be getting a call from Kyra, I reckon.
Ooh.
Don't take it.
Don't take it.
You wouldn't anyway.
No.
But they got a decent draw in the next round as well. Cardiff.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's annoying, isn't it, really, for us? It could have been us. Yeah, another year in the quarterfinals, but yeah, it's just one of those things. But yeah, out of the competition, but now it's all focused onto the league. Of course, we're going to preview the Watford game, which is going to be another big game against a promotion rival, 3rd versus 4th. But let's segue now. The game's done. Move on. It's time for 10 questions with getting to know Cora a little bit more, from some deep questions to some ridiculous questions. Let's start, Blue. Do you want to go off first of all, or do you want me to segue first into the first question?
I will segue first into the first question. What has been one thing you've had to overcome in life or football? I'll let you choose.
I'd probably say injury. Obviously, when I was a bit younger, I had quite a big injury as well. Was out for a significant period of time. But it is, something that comes with football. And it's something you've got to work for, You have your good times, you have your bad times. But, yeah, it's definitely made me the player I am today, I'd say. So you've got to be grateful for it. But, yeah, definitely injuries, I think. It's been a struggle.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. When you get it as a young age, when you're a kid, and setbacks early doors is never great. But yeah, you've been able to get over those setbacks, and here you are performing week in, week out, which is good to see. Second question is, what is your ideal meal? And I'm sort of gonna base this around maybe training or after a game, because you've just basically done training and you jumped on this call. So thanks very much for doing that. But what is your ideal meal, maybe after training or just after a match? What do you want to eat?
The club are doing a very good chicken curry at the moment, so I like a chicken curry. But if I was at home, I like a fajita with a bit of cheese. Yeah, I'd say that's probably my top meal.
Good, yeah, good shout. Yeah, just you need a bit of protein, don't you? After a lot, running about, playing a bit of football, you want some protein to fill you up. So I like it. Luke?
Which other sports do you enjoy? Watching, playing, whatever. Is there any other interest?
Watching, I wouldn't really say I watch much more. A lot of the time it is just football. Playing when I was in school, maybe a bit of netball. But to be fair, football through and through, really. I'm not going to lie to you.
Nice one. I wasn't going to ask this question, but who's your team? I think I know who the team is.
Don't.
United.
Yeah. We've got a few Man United supporters, haven't we, in the squad?
We have, yeah.
I'm sure
Loads of them. They're all so loud as well.
Yeah.
They're a loud bunch.
Yeah. They're louder now because, United aren't doing too bad, of course. Going to be going to Wembley in the League Cup and doing better in the Premier League, but there we go. Of course, Blue, at least you've got another Liverpool fan with you, because I know Brooke is a Liverpool fan. She's the red side of Merseyside, so... Yeah, but we won't go into Liverpool because we
Ross, I've actually decided that I'm disassociating myself from the club until we sign Bellingham.
Okay, fair play.
That's the rule. I haven't watched the game. Don't really care until we sign Bellingham. That's me done.
I don't think Liverpool got any money though, have they? I don't know. But yeah, we're going to go down a very deep hole here. Let's move on to the next question. Now, Kyra, big question this one. What is the one item you can't live without?
Probably sounds quite shallow, but I would say my phone. Pretty classic as well, but I'd say I spend a lot of time on my phone. Obviously need it for a lot of things as well, so always listen to music as well. So yeah, definitely my phone.
I think when I did this question, Blue, I think first of all, if anybody says phone, just that's a bad answer. But if you think about it, if there's an emergency, you ring someone up, or you ring a 999 or whatever, or as Cora said, just for general life stuff, music, just texting people, playing games if you want. You got social media. If you think about all our lives surrounded by it, so I'm sort of allowing that answer now. But you were fair to say, Cora, it is a bit shallow, but it's a fair answer because we use it all now. Like, to be fair, some people, when we do this podcast, they do it on their phone. So really, if we want them as guest, Blue, we've got to really allow them to use their phone. So it's one item that they can't live without. So yeah.
All right, Ross.
It's fine. I'm going too deep with these questions again. I need to stop. Next question, Blue.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Superpower.
And I'm going to exclude teleportation out of this.
Okay.
So I think that's too overpowered.
Yes.
Maybe invisibility.
Ooh.
I think if you're invisible, you know what everyone's saying about you all the time.
Yeah.
Or maybe for football, speed, super speed. Is that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be one, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I wouldn't mind a bit of that as well.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. That's all I need.
I'll probably ask this question before on the pod, but who do you reckon is the fastest in the squad? There's a few contenders up there, but putting you on the spot here, who do you reckon? Anna, Tash, Peskett, any like other players you think? Maybe Summer? Anybody? Because I think Summer won, of course, the bleep test, didn't she? But
Summer is quick.
Yeah.
Pause.
Pacey for a centre half, definitely.
I'd probably say Anna, Tash, and Peskett are the top three. Barrett, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she's
Barrett's
quick.
up there as well. She's quick. I'd like to see them race. I'd say that.
Let's get that sorted. We'll get that
Yeah.
sorted. I'm sure Kieran's listening. So go on then. Let's do that. End of the season, pre-season, whatever. That could be a little test. See who the quickest is. I'm sure Nikki, of course, the strength and conditioning. What's her proper title? Oh, we've had her on the pod.
Just call her an S&C.
S&C, head of performance and all that jazz, all that sort of stuff. I'm sure she can sort it out. But there we go. Right then, Blue, over to you next. Was it me?
It's you, Ross.
That's me. All bad. I'll carry on. You've mentioned it already, Kyra, about music. Phone. A lot of people use Spotify and all that jazz. But what is the song you've got on repeat at the moment? What has everyone else in the squad got on repeat at the moment? We had a bit of there's a lot of Adele recently on the trips to games.
Yeah,
of course.
been in our feels a little bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there's one song in particular. I think Georgia Smith has been on repeat for me at the moment. In the car, singing to myself. In my feels a little bit. So probably a bit of Georgia Smith.
Once again, I'm going to put you on a spot here. A particular song of hers?
Don't Watch Me Cry is one that I listen to a lot at the moment. Yeah.
Good tune. Good old Georgia Smith. Like that. Blue, over to you.
Okay, next one. What's on your bucket list of things you want to achieve? Can be life, can be football, whatever.
I don't know about that. Things I want to achieve.
It could be like go to Australia. Like it could.
Right. I'd probably say football, to live off football money. So for football to be my job without having to do any speedy hire. But in life, pretty cliche. I'd like to travel. I think everyone would probably say that, to be fair. But probably traveling and making it pro.
Sensible answers, and it's doable. It's doable, Cora. We'll see what happens. Next thing is who would play you in a movie about your life?
I don't really know many actresses, I'm not going to lie. So I asked the question at the club. A lot of people say, I mean, she's not an actress, but Danica from Love Island. Everyone loves to say her. Boz liked to throw in Miranda, but I'm not taking that.
That's it, Miranda Hart. To be honest.
No, I'm not really sure, to be honest.
That's all right. We'll take Miranda. That's fine.
It's
Good on Boz.
Comedy movie. That'll get your giggles and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Have you got anybody Blue in mind? Anybody for Kyra?
No, I'm so bad with actresses and
I don't know.
Horrendous. The thing is, I know their faces, but I don't know any of their names, and I don't watch a lot of movies anyway. So it's like, we're not really a movie family. So
that's fine. Yeah. To be fair, sometimes you don't even know their names, the actors or actresses. You just go, that person, or they did well in that film. Yeah. But yeah, so I haven't got anybody. Maybe no.
Don't offend me, Ross.
I weren't going to offend you, actually. She's not a bad actress, but she's not. Yeah, I won't get into it. Move on, Blue, for a big question before the.
We probably won't know her anyway.
No, you will probably
know her anyway.
But that's fine. We'll move on.
Okay. What is the first thing you would do if you won £1 million? £1
million. To be honest, probably buy a house, little player house. Everyone to live in, no more renting. Just solves the issue for us, really.
And would you buy a house and then let Boz and Pesk move in, or?
Yeah, why not?
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's 3-bed. Lovely.
No, go on, Cora. You can't be selfish. Just what? I know you can be selfish. Sorry. Come on.
Obviously, I'd book nice holidays. I'd probably go shopping because I do a lot of shopping anyway and I don't have the money. So with money, I'd definitely be shopping. Yeah.
I like it. Just make sure don't spend it too quickly. Just spread it out. That'd be my fear if I won £1 million. I'll go be smart. Save it here and there, put it in property, but I'll just sadly I'll probably go to Vegas or something and just
Ross. What would you do?
Vegas.
Would you go to Vegas and then gamble it all away?
Some of it maybe like the first couple of grand, and then you win a bit, don't you? And you're like, come on. Of course, gamble responsibly. It's not fun or anything, but you got to do it just for for that life experience. But just make sure don't spend it too much. But yeah. Of course, property and sensible stuff, cars and all that need to drive first, but won't get into that either. Final question then to you, Kyra. This is a big one. Will you be joining Team Blue or Team Roscoe? Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
I'd say I wouldn't order pineapple on pizza, but I also wouldn't take it off.
Okay, that's on the fence for us. No one gets the point.
No one gets the point there. That's why this question sometimes is just like, should we keep it anymore? Because I get the point there. Yeah, you won't order it out of your if Domino's. Oh, fancy pizza today, and you're gonna order whatever else you want. And if we get pizza sometimes after the games, don't we? And most of the time there is pineapple there. I'm sure if it's the last slice and no one else is having it, go on then. But yeah, so no points for you, me, Blue there. But there we go. That's it. 10 questions with. Any other business? Any other questions for Kyra, Blue before we round off this feature? I
don't think so. No, don't think so.
Nice one. Well, we'll have to brainstorm. Maybe we can get rid of the 10 questions or the 10th question of pineapple pizza, because I feel it's going to get to that point now where people just will go, no, I don't like it, but I will have it if it's there.
Find another controversial question.
Yeah,
something like that.
Doors and wheels, that's another one, isn't it? Is there more doors and wheels in the world? But that's different.
That's hard because there isn't a right answer, whereas the pineapple on pizza, there is a right answer. So it's like...
Yeah, no pizza, no pineapple on pizza. That's the right answer. We won't get into that.
All right.
Won't get onto that. Okay, then let's move on to EK. Actually, quick mention EK, Player of the Month for December. Of course, we're recording this in February, so we don't know yet the January Player of the Month. But Cora playing alongside EK. She had a good month in December, and she's been playing really well the last few months as well.
Yeah, she's definitely had a really good season this year. Playing alongside Bonnie, played with me against London Bees as well. I'd say I enjoy playing against her. I think we complement each other well. But yeah, happy for her.
Definitely. And Blue, same as that, EK is a passionate player as well. She can score a few goals. And yeah, she really stepped up this season, I feel.
Yeah, she has. And she's a lot more chirpy as well in training. I'm like, EK, just pipe down a little bit. I liked her, yeah. But she's a funny girl and she's performing really well. So I can't complain. She can give me a bit of chat. That's fine with me.
Definitely. Well, let's talk then about Watford this weekend. It's been a long time coming because I think now we're getting to the second half of the season and we haven't actually played Watford either time yet. But we're heading to Willstone Football Club, a big game against promotion rival. Thoughts, Kyra, on this game against Watford, a team we've played against before in pre-season, but this will be our first competitive fixture against them. How are you feeling?
Definitely going to be a test. Big game for us, I'd say. But yeah, I don't really know much about them, I'm not going to lie. Obviously sitting in the table quite comfortably around our position as well. So it'll be a test, but, we've just got to show what we're about, really. Yeah,
definitely. And Blue, third versus fourth. They've got a couple of games in hand, but they're a team that we're going to be wanting to beat. I've seen some of their results. They beat Crawley Wasps 6-0. Let me see. They beat London Bees 4-0. But after the Lewes game, that's a great game to sort of build on into this game against another good opposition.
For sure, and they lost against Billericay in November, so they are beatable. Looking at the table, if we want to still push for that top spot, it's a must-win game, and I think we all know that. But I think they'll be a tough team. But if we play like we did against Lewes and add that sort of final touch, I don't see why we can't win the game. But I think the same sort of attitude, application as we used and played with on Sunday needs to be applied against Watford. So yeah, looking forward to the game. I think it'll be a really good one.
Yeah, it will be. And I've just quickly looked. Of course, they drew with Oxford, and Oxford, of course, scored a late equaliser. Watford were just about... No, Oxford scored a late equaliser. And Watford were just finally going to beat Oxford at home, but they scored like the 94th minute, bloody Oxford. Of course, they're still unbeaten. But yeah, it's going to be a good game against two very good sides. I'm looking forward to it. And that's it, really, Blue. I don't think there's any other business we need to talk about. Is there any players that you know from the Watford squad? Once again, we have not played them. I'm sure you're going to be, in training, watching some of their footage. But any names you know of? I'll put you on the spot here.
We've got some experienced
I'm
players.
just searching them up.
Yeah.
Welsh international have they got? I think.
Is that what's her name? Helen Ward, is she still playing for them?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah, they'll probably have a bit of experience. So, yeah, definitely a tough test.
Well, of course, they're a team who got relegated from the Championship last year. Of course, on the final day, Coventry United did what they did, which was incredible. So, of course, Watford are looking to get straight back up. But, I'm sure they'll be an experienced side. Any players, Blue, that you've been able to find quickly? I should have prepared better than this.
Gone on the wrong website. Nice, some other random Watford ladies team.
It's fine. It's fine. It's going to be, as we know.
They're nicknamed the Golden Girl. Oh, actually, yeah, okay, I do know a couple of them. So Georgie Ferguson, keeper, used to be at Arsenal. She's a youngster my age. Emily Wallace. I don't know her that well, but she was at a team in our league last season or the season before. Ali Rossiter used to be at London City Lionesses. She's a sort of midfielder or a 10 or a forward. And then, Helen Ward, who's 36, Wales international. So, look, they have got some good players. I know I've recognised a few of these faces. A few youngsters, which is good to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a tough game. It'll be tough. Oh, actually, and Gemma Davidson.
Yeah.
Used to be at Chelsea and Reading and a few other clubs, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, she'll be decent, experienced.
Definitely. So once again, I'll put you on the spot there, Blue. Just tell me the players. But yeah, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. Oh, you okay, boss?
It's all right. I mean, choked, but I'm all good. My bad.
It's all good. She's all good. It's all good. Okay, then. That is it for the podcast. Of course, a big shout out to the supporters group, the WASP, or the Ipswich official supporters group. They've got transport available for Watford this Sunday, and also Bridgewater the following week. A long trip there to Somerset, and overnight, I'm sure, in store. You can follow them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and also email them at icfcwosc@gmail.com to get in contact for all the transport and other stuff they've got planned. And that is it, Blue, for another great pod. Kyra, thanks for joining us. Any other business from yourself? Anything you want to plug? Anything you need to mention?
No, thank you for having me.
That's one. Blue, take away.
It's been fun. Enjoyed the pod. We'll see you at the Grosvenor Vale Stadium at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Big game against Watford. Get yourself down there. And yeah, we'll catch you up again next week.